What's up, everybody? Welcome to AEW Uncensored. I am Bill. I'm here solo today. Alan got his second shot for COVID, the vaccine, and gee, surprise, surprise, chills, fever, all the good stuff. I mean, the fuck do I want a vaccine for when it's gonna make me feel bad like I was sick to begin with? So anyway, um, definitely not a vaccine guy. So there's that. But yeah, so Alan won't be with me today, so I'm just gonna rock this solo. Make it pretty quick. I mean, there's a little bit of news. Um, First off, let me pull up the current situation. This was a pretty busy news week for AEW. So before we get into that, as always, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. Get some friends involved. Help us out. Also, AEW Uncensored Podcast at gmail.com is our email. We are on Facebook. Throw it in the search bar, AEW Uncensored Podcast. Throw it in the search bar. We have a page and a group. Like the page, join the group. UncensoredAlliance.com, of course. That's everything we do. We are on all third-party podcast applications. We are on Google Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeart and iTunes. Please write us a review on iTunes. That is very helpful. And I'll repeat it again. Join us on Skype. Links in the description of the YouTube and the audio podcast. Excuse my stuffy nasalness here. I've been sick for the past week. Little sore throat, congestion, nothing much. Coming to the end of it here, but it's probably going to sound like shit throughout some of this. Let me see. Pulling up the info here. All right. First off, we'll talk real quick. Moxley is putting out an autobiography entitled Mox. So that's cool. 272-page book. Officially being released on Tuesday, November 2nd. So that's cool. Looking forward to that. I like Mox. I like what he does. I really liked him before AEW. Like, I could see. I'm sure most of you guys know, if you've listened from the beginning, there were times where I was kind of following Daniel Bryan and like very loosely. I'd watch a match here, match there, and in doing that, I used to catch some of the Dean Ambrose stuff, and you could just see that the dude loved wrestling and the way he wrestled. Some may not say he's the greatest wrestler. I would agree with that. He's not the greatest wrestler, but he's a fucking amazing on the mic. He's got a lot of talent, and the heart and soul he put into it is, just respect for that. You could see he really loved what he was doing. Another miscellaneous. AEW Dynamite will be preempted due to the NBA. Let's see. The 26th Dynamite show is being moved to Friday, May 28th due to the NBA and TNT. That will be a go-home show for Double or Nothing pay-per-view on Sunday, May 30th. It was also previously reported that on June 2nd, the show would be preempted, airing on Friday, June 4th. In an update, TNT also has NBA playoff games scheduled for 3 Wednesdays in June, the 9th, 16th, and 23rd. So that's not, that's not good. I mean, these are obviously all going to be pushed to different days. The go-home show, especially next week, is interesting. It's going to be on Friday, and it's going to be at 10 p.m. So you're going to have a 10 to 12. I mean, that's, my opinion, it's a Friday. It's nice out. It's, people are going to be out there. Things are opening up a little bit. People are going to be want to partying and shit and being out with people they know. I think that's going to kill them a little bit. It is a go-home show, so hopefully it'll draw in some people. Otherwise, ratings were down again this week, which is crazy. I don't know. Me and Alan are gonna do a um, hot tag episode for Double or Nothing Friday, probably around 8:39 ish, somewhere around that time frame. We don't have an exact time, but that's what we're aiming for. So look out for that. That's just going to be a preview and a rundown of the pay per view. Sadly, it'll be before Dynamite airs, so we won't have the knowledge of what goes on before Dynamite. And of course, the pay per view. Is it on Sunday? I thought the pay per view's on Saturday. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Pay per view's usually on Saturday. This time it's on Sunday. So, yeah, usually it'll be on Saturdays. This Sunday stuff is kind of fucked up. Again, we'll have our normal show Sunday before the pay per view, and then we'll review the pay per view the following week. Sorry about the long distance between them, but again, usually their pay per views are Saturday. So then Sunday we actually get a nice fresh take on it. But it is what it is. I mean, that's life. That was notes number 2. And let's see. Note number 3, which is probably the biggest note here, is AEW's moving the flagship show Dynamite to TBS in 2022. So that's interesting. I don't mind this. I don't think it's a step down or anything. For me, TBS is synonymous with my favorite wrestling of all time. So is TNT. Actually, it was TBS before TNT. So, in terms of where my favorite promotion was. So, they will also be premiering a show called Rampage on TNT. I believe the date is August. It's right here, August 13th, and it'll be airing at 10 p.m. That's a Friday. So Friday the 13th, 10 p.m. I don't know about the slot, 10 p.m. It is a Friday, though, and it is an hour show. So that's cool. I'm hoping that this show becomes like, kind of like what we were hoping that Dark Elevation would be. We said it. You guys know what it is. Just like you get a little more storylines, a little more feed of mid-carders and stuff, and you get to showcase other talent. And then Dynamite, of course, keeps its thing going. Dynamite will be moving in January 2022. So the other thing is there's going to be 4 new wrestling annual specials on TNT for AEW. So that's cool. It's almost like a Clash of Champions-esque scenario. So I like that. I like the idea. So it's basically going to almost give you like 8 pay-per-views for the year. So you have your 4 main pay-per-views and then 4 big shows. That'll give you a lot less in between building. I know some people say, it's going to take 8 weeks. They got to build this story and they just keep doing run-ins and this and that. So it'll help a little bit on that. Plus you'll be able to go from, say, like a special into a pay-per-view in like a 2-3 month gap and maybe do a bigger program where instead of wrestling each other once and that's it, the program's blown off. Maybe they wrestle each other a couple times and then blow it off at the pay-per-view or whatever. So that's going to be interesting to see. Let me see here. From what it sounds like, they restructured their deal with TNT or whatever the fuck it is now. I don't know what it is, but it looks like they've changed up the contract, so they'll probably be making out in this deal. I don't think that they would be getting less. Obviously, I think in the long run they're going to be making out in this. So this is big. If Alan was here, he would go, "What are they going to do with the TNT Championship? Are they going to rename it the TBS Championship?" So I'll say it for him. I don't care what the fuck they do. We'll find out. I'm not stressing it. I'm not making a big deal about it. When it happens, it happens. I'll find out when it happens. Other than that, I could give 2 shits. I'm sure they'll figure it out. What else do we have? John says, "Good afternoon, everyone. Excited about the new 6-man tag belts." So I'll touch on that. Heard that rumor. And if you've listened to this show, obviously early on, I've mentioned it. I'm not going to speak too much on it, but I am not a fan of trio tags, 6-man belts, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Have zero interest. I don't want nothing to do with them. There is plenty of 3-man teams. I've always said they look like they're like angling to do this, and obviously that rumor is going around currently. So John says it's going to be called the TV Championship belt. John, have you had any information on that maybe I haven't heard yet? Because, you know, at least research here. I see it if it pops into my feed. Other than that, I don't see it. I don't go out of my way searching. Yeah, that's what I would assume it'd be. It'd just become a TV title, you know. The only thing is they'd have to rework it now. I mean, you could rework it. I would like them to keep the basic of what the belt is and just change the TNT out with television champion, whatever the fuck they got to do. That would be great. Okay, so, and John, shout out to you for sticking with me here. Appreciate it, brother. Um, I'm gonna run through this. He saw it on the AEW Facebook page. Okay, so the AEW official page, I'm assuming, with the blue check. I hope. That's fine. I mean, that's what I would. That's what I would assume would happen. I didn't expect anything crazy, but you know, everybody's going nuts, running around like, what are they gonna name it? What are they gonna, you know, like, calm down. Yeah, calm down. All right, let's start the show here for Dynamite. Basically, Christian Cage is Seidel. To be honest with you, the only thing I care to talk about is the end of this match. Ricky Starks comes out, basically distracts Christian. Team Taz comes out and attacks from behind. Hangman comes out, hands Ricky Starks a cup of beer, says, "Hold my beer," and he tries to help out, but in the end he gets beat down. And it's basically more of a setup for the Hangman Adam Page versus Brian Cage match coming up. So I'm looking forward to that match. I like their first match. Obviously, you know, I was happy Brian Cage won. I don't feel like they built it enough after that, though. Um, I felt like they might have done a little bit better promotion on that match. However, it's going to be a good match, I'm sure. Both guys are good in the ring. And I'm wondering if Brian Cage finally does the face turn here. I don't know. John says yes, it was on their official page. All right, that's cool. That's awesome. Um, that's what I figured. I mean, that was what my guess was going to be. It'd just be a TV title at that point. Um, all right, next up we get a Varsity Blondes promo. I like that they have this girl with them, Julia Hart. It kind of fits in with the whole, you know, Spirit Squad's fucking, you know, high school varsity blonde, you know, the whole varsity, all that shit. It fits in with that. She's got the cheerleader gimmick, I guess. Next up, we get Moxley and Kingston versus the Acclaim. Now, now this here, you guys know I love Max Caster. So, um, my favorite line I think all times of Max Caster was this week. He says, "Call your girl. She's all in my mentions, trying to hit me up for some oral sessions." Like, bro, yo, that shit is so fire and it's so deep. I'm just like, man, you got that. He had another line to when he said Kingston smelling like Newports. I'm fucking dying, bro. I was fucking dying. But it was great. It was that just for me was just fucking. It made that whole thing. The match is all right. I mean, I didn't pay close attention to it, but it was pretty good. Next up, we get Jericho. He's approached by Marvez for a scoop about Stadium Stampede. What his answer is going to be. Jericho says he'll have to wait. Then he made a little funny joke, you know, with Malenko about being a man of 1,000 holds, and Malenko says, but you know 4 more. Jericho says, I forgot a few. So that goes back to their feud, where Jericho was playing the heel and basically would say he was Malenko was the man of 1,000 holds, and Jericho, of course, had to one up him or four up him and be the man of 1,004 holds. So nice little throwback. I liked it. I think a lot of shit Jericho does. Early on, I was liking it, and as the time went on, it got into the fucking hole. I realized why I didn't like Jericho shit. I remember why I didn't like Jericho, but I don't mind that, goofy or not. It was a nice little throwback and a lighthearted, funny thing between two friends, that were rivals at one. Next up, we get Ethan and Sky. They cut a promo. The lights go out in the middle of their promo. Sting's music hits. He comes out to distract him, and Darby attacks from behind. They beat him down and scurry off, only to be met by the Dark Order at both entrances of the tunnel. And, of course, they scurry again off to the side of the stage. So, just moving this along. Just moving this whole scenario along here. We'll see, again, how this all plays out. But who the fuck knows? Where Dark Order fits into this, I couldn't tell you. We obviously know they're leading to a Sting Darby, Ethan and Sky at the pay-per-view. And speaking of that, that will be Sting's first live match since, I believe, the Buckle Bomb incident. So that'll be fun. Be fun to see how they do it, how they protect them. And I think he's probably feeling pretty good. And that's probably why he's looking to do this live stuff. So we'll see. Next up, we get Pinnacle. They're cutting a promo while eating a steak dinner. I actually liked it. Sean Spears snapping on the server. I didn't mind it. They're getting him a little more edge. And I really love this spot where after all that, Tully just tosses a kid a wad of cash. It's like Big Dog and like, yo, we're the man. We got money. We do what the fuck we want. You ain't going to say shit. You're going to take our money and deal with it. So, for me, I liked it. I really felt that was a nice little touch to it. That thing overall wasn't bad. I mean, they were just talking, cutting a little bit of promo while eating dinner. I'm with it. And I'm sorry I'm going quick, guys, but you can hear I'm fucking all clogged up. So this sounds like shit. I'm out here fucking muting so I can fucking sniffle. But, plus I'm solo. So sorry. I hope you don't expect too much out of this episode. I'm just going to run down, hit some key points, and move out. So next up, we get Shida versus Rebel. And finally, we get Shida back on TV. I like it. Quick work of Rebel. Shida pulls out the rubber, the nitro glove, like Britt does, and obviously, Britt starts to get involved, and then Rebel hit her with the crutch. She ends up putting Rebel in the stretch muffler for the submission, but this whole scenario here was just played out for Britt to be able to attack Shida. So again, just building to the pay-per-view. That's obviously we're going to see heavy for the next for this past week and this current week coming up. So it's all about just building to the pay-per-view. And they really did a bad job with Shida here. Not here, but in general for the build-up of this. It's been a lot of Britt, and then you have so much interest in Britt, and you're not really mentioning Shida as much as you should be. They will be doing next week a Shida, year celebration, but what's going to happen in that, right? It's going to be more Britt. I mean, you're like, not enough Shida promotion here, and Britt. Like, everybody's ready for Britt. We all know she's probably going to win the title. You know how we feel here at the podcast. We don't agree with it. But everybody, not everybody, large chunks of people agree with us, as well as large chunks of people think that Britt is ready to hold the title when she really is not ready to hold the title. So, anyway, I just feel like they're really fucking shortchanging Shida as the champ. Because, like I said, they're going to do the whole little celebration next week for her 1 year title reign. And we all know that's going to end with Britt doing something to ruin it. You know, it's almost like Sting. However, Sting was the face in '88 when he interrupted the celebration for Ric Flair. I can't remember what the celebration was for. Maybe a PWI award or Wrestler of the Year award or something like that. And, you know, Sting comes in and kind of crashes the party. And, of course, that led to their huge feud, which started, you know, in '88 and went through to their basically the end of WCW. So in 2001. But, yeah, I don't think they're really going to. They're not really, like, you know, that was a way to get Sting over at the time, and this is going to be a way to get Britt over, but I feel like Britt's already over right now. So, you know, why give Shida something only to take it away? The only, like, real promotion she's had for this match, and then you're just probably going to crash it with Britt Baker and take it away from her. So, listen, I'm all speculation here. I could be 100% wrong. What the fuck? You know, I could be 100% wrong. But, I mean, we all know wrestling. We know what's going to happen. Britt Baker is not going to let this go without crashing it. So, if I'm wrong, I don't know. I'll eat a shoe. I don't know. How's that? I'll eat a shoe. I'll eat a Nike Air Force One. I'm joking. I'm not going to eat a fucking shoe. Jesus Christ. I'm over here sick already. Think I need to eat a fucking shoe? Oh, I apologize for the sniffles, man. Next up, we get Omega and Callis. It's basically footage from last week. They're talking to Orange Cassidy while he's in the trainer's room. You know, he took that big bump on his head. They're basically trying to get him back out of the match. Kenny almost slips up and says, what went wrong with the powerbomb? Like, he almost... Like, he was, I don't know, maybe he caught himself, but he almost slipped up that the power bomb was bad. And in doing that, I mean, you're kind of, like, that's, you're exposing that. Like, what do you mean the power bomb went bad? The power bomb's supposed to hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? And if he says it went bad, then you're basically saying we're not supposed to hurt people with a power bomb. So then what's the point, you know? But he catches himself and he says, he said, something went, blah 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 went wrong with the power bomb, and he goes, nothing went wrong. It was a well executed move. So he caught himself there and he played it back up. That was pretty like he tiptoed the line there for a second. And of course more EVP talk, which makes me want to kick fucking babies. You know, I just want to kick babies when I see EVP fucking talk from these guys. Just fucking stop it. So anyway, Callis gives him a contract, says, listen, we'll defer your title shot to another time. You know, just back out of this match. Let it just be Poc and Omega. And here's a contract. Orange rips the contract up. Basically, at the end, they give him another contract, say, listen, sleep on it. And then Callis has a really good line here. He goes, he basically says, wait, don't sleep on it. You're not really supposed to do that. You know, like, just rest up and think about it, he says. Basically, because if you know, when you have a concussion, they tell you not to go to sleep because you might not wake up. So, you know, it was like, I don't know if it was purposely or if he caught himself when he said it and then had a great fucking walk back and improvision or what. But I mean, they probably filmed this, so they probably had a couple takes and realized like, oh, don't tell him to sleep on it. He's got a concussion, blah, blah, blah. You know, you're not supposed to sleep on a concussion. So that was pretty cool. I liked it. Uh, great line, great thing by Callis. Callis is doing great, man. I mean, I've heard people shit on this guy. I don't know nothing about him, Cyrus the Virus or whatever, but I mean, as far as him and Kenny, I love what they're doing. I love this schizophrenic, like Kenny Omega, the schizophrenic heel. He's here, he's there, he's wacky, he's vicious, he's all over the place, and I like that. I think like people are hating on him because they expect, the guy's showed his face, every couple months in New Japan and had a fucking amazing match, and then people think, that's the only Kenny there is. Well, when you got to be on TV every fucking week, guys, I mean, open your fucking minds, man. I don't know. Anyway, then we get an Inner Circle promo, basically accepting the challenge. And in this, Sammy was actually pretty good. I've been pretty tough on his promos, but he actually was pretty good here. So, next up, we get a Jade promo again. And why this green screen stuff? I don't know why they insist on green screen. It makes it look cheap. It makes it look staged. Just fucking find a spot in the fucking building, an office or something that looks professional, looks good, or whatever, or a room or whatever. Have the promo in it. I don't know what the green screen deal. It just drives me crazy. Basically, Mark Sterling comes and interrupts again. He basically says he's not looking to have Jade work for him. He's looking to work for her. So I obviously think, it's pretty obvious she's going to end up with Mark Sterling as her manager. This makes sense, and they, in terms of how they portrayed it, Jade is going to now accept it. She wasn't willing to accept a manager before because fuck she need a manager for, but now the manager would take from her, and he's basically, no, I'm not going to take from you, I'm going to give to you. So that's where that's going to end up popping off and working out. So next up, we get Red Velvet versus Deeb. I will just say, okay. That's it. Next, after that was we had a Poc promo again. I don't know what that was all about. I mean, I guess you gotta. I guess the main event. What I would assume is the main event for the world title, the triple threat. I guess you kind of have to have some build for it, but they really didn't. So I guess you got to throw Pac out there for a promo, even if it's kind of just there. I just felt like it was there. Next up, we got a Go-Go versus Austin Gunn. Now I know you've heard me before, like with a Go-Go, when he would get in the ring, he would do the rope dip, back and forth like he was training for a boxing match, and he did it again, and I love it. I'm glad it wasn't a one-time thing. I know he was in the ring before for something, and maybe I missed it that time, but I like that little part of his entrance there for me, as an old boxing fan. Not a bad show by Go-Go. It kind of just shows that he's not a guy to be reckoned with. You know what I mean? Like they're the way they're doing it is like, just don't fuck with the guy. He's a badass, and he basically, Austin Gunn did some good stuff, got a little offense in, and he took, I believe, 3 gut shots, and one of them he spits up blood with probably what I'm assuming is a blood capsule. Spits blood onto a Go-Go. I thought a Go-Go maybe got caught because it looked like when he wiped it away, blood formed again, but maybe it just my mind. I don't know. So Austin, they're basically, he got punched in the gut. I think the second time is when he bled. And it's basically like a Go-Go's punches are so devastating that he'll have you spitting up blood. Again, how do you get out of this in the future if the move's that powerful. I don't know. I'm just here for the ride. I'll wait and let it play out. And I don't care. I like the gut punch. I'm good with it. The dude's a boxer. I'm good with it. I don't give a fuck. So I believe he hits him a third time and they call off the fight. But it was good. I mean, got a little more in this one from Ogogo than just a gut punch. So, and obviously we'll see. There was a little dust up at the end with Cody, and Ogogo took the American flag while Cody was over there tending to Austin Gunn, and he was getting ready to spit on it, and then Cody went over and grabbed it. A lot of people go, "Oh, what the fuck? Why do I care about Europe versus the UK versus United States? They're allies." Like, okay, here's why. Here's why you should care, because if you spend any time on the internet, all anybody from any country, allies or not, all they fucking do is run their mouth about America and Americans and talk shit about us and you're this and you're that and fuck the Americans this and fuck the Americans that. So, you know how many Europeans over the years I've seen just running their fucking mouth like their shit don't stink, and fucking these so-called good Canadians, they run their fucking mouth like their shit don't stink. Like, yo, fuck you. Fuck you. Y'all got your own shit. How about you worry about your own shit? Let's not talk about what America is, bro. Like, just stop. That's why. That's why it fucking matters. That's why you get invested. It doesn't matter that we're allies per se by country. It's the people. There's people, right? Our governments are allies and shit. And sure, I don't want any harm done to anybody in UK or Canada. But you know what? They talk a lot of fucking shit. They run their mouths a motherfucking lot. So that's why you fucking are in it. That's why you fucking got a little like interest in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's so bad. It's so bad that even Americans are like, Canadians are so great. But all Canadians I ever see do is shit on America. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have some Canadian friends, but a lot of fucking Canadians shit on America. How about fuck off? And the same with UK. It's like, I see a lot, not just UK, but a lot of Europeans shit on America. So, it's like, oh, shit on us, oh, fuck you too. So, and again, I'm generalizing here. I'm having a little fun with it. Please don't fucking kill me, guys. I'm just having fun with it. But it is factual shit. I mean, we've all been on the internet long enough at this point to see stuff like this. Yeah. So, and shout out to Germany, back in the fucking ratings, boy. Woo! Anyway, I just saw that today. Haven't been keeping up lately, but yeah. Again, that's all fun. I'm not 1,000% serious. I'm about 50% serious with some of it. Because, I've had times where I look at people running their fucking mouth and I just want to slap them. But that's life. And I'm sure there's plenty of Canadians that see some fucking American run their mouth and want to slap them too. So, and a European and somebody from the UK and all that. So that's just that's human nature, man. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we're all just fucking tribal in the long run, The AEW lovers, WWE lovers, American, European, or UK, Canada, that type of shit, We're all just tribal. So anyway, next up we get Kaz and Daniel's promo. Marvez asked Daniel basically about his cryptic post that he posted on, I believe Twitter it was. I basically just said it might be done or whatever. He basically shakes Kaz's hand, doesn't say anything to Marvez, whispers in Kaz's ear, and walks off without answering. And then Kaz cuts a promo here that I thought was amazing. I thought it was a really well done promo, and he basically says he's going to hunt down each one of the elite and take it out on them. So I like it. I'm curious to see where it goes. Him being a solo guy now, how far does he get with the elite currently being 2 tag teams and Kenny Omega? Maybe he gets a small little program with Omega, but we'll see. I think I'll probably try to take the Bucks out somehow. Then we get a Miro promo, and during this promo, Archer comes out. They exchange some words. This was actually great in my opinion. Archer really made me interested for the first time. It was he cut a nice little promo. You know, it wasn't the typical just run out, storm out, try to look like a badass, get pushed down, and you know, it wasn't that. You know, it wasn't too goofy. I don't mean goofy in a Chris Jericho goofy way. I just mean it just didn't look too phony. You know, it was the promo was good. It wasn't just some random storm out like he's been. He feels like he's gotten in all these random fucking storm outs over the past. However, I mean over the pandemic, these weird like he just would storm out and Jake would be trying to hold him back and then he'd come out and say some stuff that really was not making fucking too much sense or I mean like maybe it made sense but it just was like what the fuck are we why do we need this here, you know? So I liked it. I thought it was good. And that's it. I mean, that's it on that. Next up, we get Varsity Blondes versus the Bucks. Again, like I said, I like that they had this Julia Hart girl with them. It was a good match. Varsity Blondes, you know, they both come a long way. Griff's been looking good. Brian Pillman Jr. has been looking good. So I like them as a team. I would probably say I'd like to see Griff as a solo down the line, which I'm sure both of them will be solo down the line. Right now, it's like, hey, we got some talent. We got to put them on. Let's put them in a tag team because then we could get them both out there. How about Shawn Dean? Where the fuck's Shawn Dean at? Honestly don't even watch Dark or Dark Elevation anymore. Like when they came up with Dark Elevation and it basically turned it into Dark 2, I just was like, all right, enough. I don't even care. I'm not even going to fast forward through this shit anymore. So maybe Shawn Dean's been on there, or maybe he's injured or something. I know they signed him and basically he vanished after that, which is weird. At the end, Mox and Kingston attack the Bucks. Basically, they both choke out both the Bucks, and Kingston pulls some hood shit. His 730. 730 means you crazy. You know, that's slang for being crazy. And, you know, he robs their shoes. Basically, knocks them out, takes their shoes. Not only did they take their shoes, they took their fucking socks. That was pretty fun. You know, it was the Dior shoes again too, which you know I believe they kept putting up that they were $1,000 sneakers or something like that, or 10. I don't even remember 10,000, 10,000, whatever. Dior customs. So that was a nice little spin, and yeah, I mean that's it, man. I mean that's all that really happened. It was like here's the deal, like this show wasn't stacked. But I felt like I give the show like an 8 because the show really how do you put it, like how would I say? It really gave you a lot and it gave you a lot of story, it gave you a lot of good segments. There were a couple here and there that you're like, they could have took that out, but match wise it wasn't like the best card, but story wise I think and pushing coming up into the pay-per-view, it was a well-built show, and you know the crowd seemed hot. I liked it. I don't know if this was taped or not. That I'm not sure, but yeah, I liked the show. I really have nothing against the show overall. You know, I didn't think it was that bad. And again, I know 52 weeks, man. There's gonna be shit shows. There's gonna be good shows. There's gonna be great shows. So I guess we don't always rate shows, but since I'm solo and I just did, honestly, that was a fast run through, guys. I apologize that this show is going to be so short, but figured I'd give you a little extra at the end there. But shout out to John for being here, man. I don't know where all these other fucking AEW Uncensored family cats are, but thanks for being here in my time of need, fellas, when I'm solo and I'm all clogged up. You guys let me down. So, Simon, Big Dub, Jimmy, Kenny, who else? If I'm missing you, where the fuck are you, man? You let me down. But I'm just being a dick, guys. I don't know. John, thanks for shouting out in the chat, man. I appreciate that. That's going to do it for today. Thanks for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. UncensoredAlliance.com is everything we do. AEW Uncensored Podcast at gmail.com is our email. Send us some email, love mail, hate mail, comments, questions. We are on Facebook, AEW Uncensored Podcast. Throw that in the search bar. We have a page and a group. Like the page, join the group. We're on all third-party podcast applications, podcasts, Google Podcasts, I apologize, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Please, we are also on iTunes. Please rate us over there. That's huge. We'd appreciate it. And Skype, you want to get on the show? I mean, today would have been a great time to have somebody on the show. So if you want to get on the show for call-ins, it would have been better for me to take call-ins today or whatever, and whatever. But a lot of the dudes aren't even around that are usually listening live. So, however, like I said, that link is in the description of the YouTube show, and it is in the description of the podcast version as well. So click there in either one. So, and as always, 3:05 Eastern Time, United States, is when we are on. 3:05 p.m. is when we are on every Sunday. Again, I think next Friday will probably be around, just say 9:30. We'll do it. We're going to do it live. So either way, if you missed the live, we'll put it out. It'll show up on YouTube, and I can't remember if we do the audio version. I think we do the audio versions on the Jesus Christ, I'm so clogged up I can't even think here, on the feed, on the podcast feed. So that's it for today. John, again, thanks for joining me, brother. Again, everybody, I'm sorry this was short. You hear it, man. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go probably blow out a ton of mucus. Fuck off if you don't want to hear about it. Tough shit. And I love the UK. I love Europe. Canada, a little bit. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to everybody around the world, man. Especially my peoples down in Brazil. I love you guys. But nah, for real. That's about it. Thank you again, and as always, thank you for joining us. And we will see you next week. Peace.